what you want, a man who fully understands. A sailor's heart, a sailor's heart.
Come along with us as we set off on an epic road trip with the cruising Kiwis to the Drakensberg region. We found this amazing farm stay that could accommodate us all. And just check out the view. After unpacking the car, we check out our new digs and discover a piano. Some of us can't resist the urge to tickle the ivories. Needs tuning, this old girl.
Just taught this afternoon.
Lovely.
In fact, in about 10 minutes.
Good work.
There was plenty of freshly mown lawn for the kids to run on and enjoy, which is quite the novelty when you've been cooped up on a boat for so long.
Oh, wait, I done the gun! Stop!
And it wouldn't be South Africa without a braai. And here's what they call a Texan steak.
Inside, mate.
Check out this bad boy.
This is a steak.
There's one steak.
It's bigger than you.
That's an Aussie Kiwi steak right there. Holy dooly. Look at that thing.
It's a beauty, isn't it? Fingers, excuse fingers.
Yeah.
Where else would you get one steak big enough to feed
There's
two
something there
families?
before. It's gone. So we left something there. It's bone, solid bone. Far out, it's a big unit, isn't it?
Wow.
Make sure you shift it out.
Nah, shift the grill.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's a steak.
Nice one,
Gotta go
boys.
wash my hands, yeah?
How many men does it take to flip a steak?
It takes a couple to decide this thing.
Here we go.
You ready? Oh, wow, look at that.
boys. I like the way you
Yeah, baby, yeah.
That's a steak.
Give me all the checkers on it.
Early next morning, awaking to this stunning view, Rachel and I and the boys set off. Our aim was to hike Tugela Falls, the tallest waterfall in the world. Since she had an international license, Rach was our designated driver. But we had to make a few pit stops on our way.
Reckon we break in 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Do you boys need to go?
Declan's got a weak bladder.
The countryside was spectacular, and the scenic drive alone was worth doing. The road is nicely paved until you get to Witsuki Lodge, but then things get a little bumpy. The road to the starting point of Tugela Falls is very rough and ragged, and by the time we turned around back to Witsuki, we missed the last shuttle to the Tugela meeting point. We wouldn't get to Tugela this time, and we opted for one of the other many walks. We weren't too disheartened though. The Tugela ridgeline was covered in cloud for most of the day, and being that it was very windy, it would have been pretty sketchy getting up the chain ladder. It was a beautiful day and we had a great adventure anyway. And there were many beautiful wildflowers to discover along the way. There were sections of overgrowth.
Come on, Sarah.
Nature,
Be brave.
it's all over me. Oh no.
And streams to cross.
And we're out.
And we did manage to find a waterfall, even if it was flowing backwards because of the high winds. It was a great day out and a great opportunity to stretch our legs.
You made it! Yay!
That was a great walk today. And we're kind of smart because the walk we were going to do is in the clouds.
Yeah,
We've had the
we wouldn't have seen
sunshine.
anything. Yeah.
And we made it back to the farm in time for a special tour. In a happy coincidence, the host of our farm stay happened to be the manager of a lion sanctuary. And not being precious tourists, we were happy to load up in the back of the utility vehicle for our tour. Our host Andi runs the Love Lions Sanctuary, and as we found out, she is extremely passionate about the care and well-being of big cats. We were absolutely appalled to learn about the fast-growing business in South Africa of canned hunting, where thousands of lions are being bred on farms to be shot by wealthy foreign trophy hunters. Andi explained some of the conditions that her lions were exposed to before they were rescued.
These two guys, Joy and Xander, were in a glass little house thing, made sort of glass, half glass, a little bit of wood, but they could at least move up and down. Like they had about 5-6 meters in which to move. Whereas Luke stood in a box. It was 1 meter by 1.5 meter box. He couldn't even walk. He couldn't even turn around. He stood in that box for 5 years. And it's
criminal.
Oh, they're gonna roar. Roaring is saying, "This is me. Here I am. Hear me roar." It's a declaration. So pretty much you can take that if you're hearing a lion roaring, you're not about to be hunted, because hunters don't declare themselves; they go quiet. So a hunting lion is absolutely quiet.
Stealth.
They can give you a rumble, a belly rumble warning, which is a deep, like it's a vibrating, like a tambourine vibrating without the jingles. But it's like but a roar is, "I'm here, this is me, hear me roar." So it's a wonderful thing when you've brought lions in from really shitty places. To hear them roar is like, when I was building here, when I started this, I started just on a dream and passion. I mean, I didn't have the money to buy myself a cup of coffee, but I had to build a sanctuary for lions. And I mean, I was told a few times like I'm crazy, and also, what are you doing? How are you going to do this? But luckily I didn't realize how big a project it was. I just had a lion, 2 lions. I had Mela, who you're going to meet now, who needed a place to be, and Ty, my lion there, who needed to be rescued out of the place he was in. And those were my driving forces. I had to do it. And yeah, everything's just sort of gone unfolded step by step, meter by meter. The whole thing's unfolded. But in that time, I used to be up here, and I think, because every single thing you see here that is human-made, woman-made, nothing has existed. There was not a pole, there was not a piece of fence. Everything that's up here, we've done. And whilst doing that, when I started, I was like, one day you're going to hear the echo of roars off this mountain. But for the longest time, there wasn't. But now, every single day, there's not a time, not a one single time these lions roar that I don't stop and just go, wow.
Yeah.
Because they don't roar if they're not
Happy.
and confident, and this is the spot. But it's very instinctual. You'll see when one starts, everyone starts.
Andi wasn't wrong. It was an emotional experience to hear all the lions roaring, and Rachel and I both burst into tears. Andi has also rescued tigers, wildcats, and jaguars.
Going to Cayman.
Yeah,
What's that, Josh?
yeah. Their hunt rate is amazing. The tails are like a life of their own. The tails are in a separate region.
It was a wild experience to see these big cats up close, and we're thankful for people like Andi who are protecting these species. We hit the road for Durban because it's time to leave.
We're back here on the boat after a bloody beautiful time up in Drakensberg. It was just fantastic up there. It was most beautiful scenery. But yeah, we're back now, getting ready to head off tomorrow night with the weather window that's just good enough to get us there. But just for anyone interested, Durban on this west coast of Africa is renowned, I guess the wild coast is renowned for these massive southerly busters that come up the coastline just with hectic wind and just give you an absolute beating. We're in the marina, like we're tucked away right in the very back of Durban Marina right now, and we're getting 35 knots out of the south just in the marina. Out there, that is not even the ocean. That's just the harbour. And there's like 1.5 meters of chop out there. This place is insane. So, I mean, you can only imagine right now what it would be like if you were out off the coast where they've got something like anywhere between 4 and 8 knots of current. I don't know about 8 knots, I don't know if I believe that, we were told that, but anyway. So imagine 5 knots of current ripping down from the north, and then you've got 30 to 40 knots of wind from the south. It's not uncommon for these guys to have 15-meter waves at a 9-second period off this coastline. Has snapped ships in half, which is pretty bloody insane. So this is the weather we're looking at the moment. Today, right now as we speak, this is Durban. Look what it is copping. So that's 36 knots just offshore, and you can guarantee it's actually, it's blowing quicker than that. I'll get up closer, there we go. So 36 knots offshore, which is just insane. Then tomorrow night is our window. So it gets really light, turns in from the east, and we can run down this coastline here nicely. By Friday, we're gonna have a bit of wind. There's a good chunk of wind right there, what, 22 knots? Past East London, then you got Port Elizabeth down here, and our real, like we would have loved to have made Nisa, but I just don't think it's gonna happen in this window, because come Saturday, you see that wind coming out of the west again, which is gonna stop us. I reckon we're gonna end up in Port Elizabeth. Unless this forecast changes drastically in the next 24 hours, I reckon that's where we're gonna be, Port Elizabeth. But yeah, that's some great wind, some bloody solid wind. So it'll be interesting. Friday night looks like it's gonna be, man, this forecast seems to be changing every bloody hour. But anyway, that's what we're doing. The current, this is the current I was just talking about then. Look at that! That is insane! That there is 4 knots of current, and from what I've heard, you can always sort of bank on it being maybe nearly a knot stronger. So there's probably going to be about 5 knots of current out there from the northeast to the southwest. So if we're getting 20 knots of breeze downwind plus 4 to 5 knots of current, this is going to be one hell of a passage. Not only that, this is the exciting part. Let me do this. I'll just zoom out a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a big high pressure system right there, which is probably why we're getting the wind the way we are. High pressure means good weather. So it's going to be clear skies, no cloud, good wind, good current. I don't want to get too excited, But this is shaping up to be one of the most exciting passages we've ever had forecast. So touch wood, it stays, but I'm a little bit excited about this one. So we're going to be sure to film as much of it as we can and just, I guess, document this little passage. This is what they call the Wild Coast. From Durban to East London is the Wild Coast, and it's renowned for really giving sailors a touch-up. Of people that travel the world, that circumnavigate the globe, this is one of the most difficult sections to, I guess, transit, especially if you get it wrong. If you get it wrong, this can be absolutely catastrophic. But if you get it right, from all accounts, it's apparently one of the best sails you'll ever have in your life. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. But with 32 knots right now blowing out there, I am so glad that we're in a marina. Stay tuned. Boat prep going on. We've made the call after that weather I showed you yesterday. We've made the decision we're going to head off, and it was obviously the right decision because at the moment there's 9 other boats about to leave Durban Marina, all bound for the same place. So it's been about 3 weeks since the last decent weather window, so we are definitely going to make the most of this one. Broads is just getting the fishing gear ready. We've got some new lures in town. There's talk of mahi being on the run just off the coast, so fingers crossed because we love our dolphin fish. The little dude's having the time of his life, got zoomies on, can get all the energy out now and sleep for the rest of the trip. But yeah, we're just sitting here waiting. We're literally ready to go, and we're just waiting for that wind to shift. There's not much left of my flag. At the moment it's sort of coming from there. We want it to come from there, and we are out of here. So yeah, just sit and wait. There's no point in sneaking out too early. You just get a touch up. And we've got a couple of friends, Michael and Andi, who have been just the most amazing people to us. They lent us a car, they've had us over for dinner, they've given us tips, we've gone out to lunch with them. They're just the most beautiful people I think we've almost ever met in our lives. So they got a lovely family. They come down to say goodbye to us, and it's been an absolute bloody pleasure. Geez, I tell you what, the South Africans have been like ridiculously friendly. They are just amazing. So yeah, there's definitely no concerns there. From the moment we got in this country, all the South Africans have been so warm and welcoming and just willing to help in any way they possibly can. Some of the trades, I'll just leave it at that, but the people are fantastic. So anyway, boat's ready to go, everything's on. We're just sitting and waiting for the weather. Let's go.
After a month in Durban, it was time to finally cast the lines. And our beautiful new friends Michael and Andi came down especially to give us a hand.
There we go.
Thank you. We're off.
Bye-bye to the Aussies.
Bye. Bye, our suffers.
You just give that nose a bit of a shove.
Oh, you want it left?
Yeah, if you could.
Okay. You're all good? You can go. As you go out, I'll put some more. How are we the other side?
Yeah, you got about half a metre. Got heaps of room at the front, babe. I don't know about that other side though. How's that? Are you clear? Yeah, you're clear. See you out there.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
Oi, oi, oi! Love you guys. Love you too. Come on, Kiwis.
You ain't missing it.
You're not going to miss it.
Leave Ivan.
Leave him here, he can fly back
He can
down.
We can start a new life.
In Derbs.
It's been interesting. It's been fun. Michael and Andi, we love you guys. You are absolutely fantastic. I'll never forget you. It's always emotional leaving a marina, I tell you, especially when you've been somewhere as long as this and you meet people like that. It's always bittersweet because you want to go, you're ready to go, but you're just not ready to say goodbye to some people. Anchor locker. So yeah, it's bloody difficult, especially saying goodbye to some people as beautiful as those two. Hey, that's hard. It's bittersweet, isn't it? We'll see them again. All right, I better make some radio calls.
It's big fuck.
Oh no, look at that haircut. Ooh-wee. Hot stuff, mate.
Thanks again for watching, and sorry for the delay in our videos. Join us next time when we tackle one of the most dangerous stretches of ocean in the world, the Wild Coast.